how is this even possible? LeBron James is the oldest player in the NBA, but he's not just hanging on to a roster spot as a veteran mentor. He's still out here dropping 40-point games on players half his age.
Big wins on the trip, including a big road win in LeBron James.
In just the month of February, James set two records no one else in NBA history holds. First, he became both the youngest and the oldest player to score 40 in a game. Second, he's now the only 40-year-old in league history to record multiple 40-point performances. Whether you're a LeBron fan or a critic, you have to respect the longevity and consistency he's still displaying at this stage of his career. Let's break down how history was made. By now, in 22 years of LeBron James in the NBA, and probably 24 years of him dominating basketball and sports discussions in general, you might be sick of hearing about it. The coverage has been relentless, his name unavoidable, his brand, his game, and the endless debates about his place in history have been force-fed to sports fans for decades. If you're exhausted by it, I can't blame you. But here's the thing, LeBron has made the impossible look routine. Let this sink in. Athletes over 40 do not perform at this level, not in a sport as physically demanding as basketball. And before any Tom Brady fans spill their avocado smoothies and start typing, let's be real, basketball is a run-and-jump sport with a long and grueling regular season, and what LeBron is doing is on another level. Let's hop into the time machine for a minute. When LeBron entered the NBA in 2003, some league veterans envied his height, while others were simply stunned that a high school kid could make such an immediate impact. The pressure was enormous. He was the chosen one, the most anticipated prospect of his era. Not only lived up to the hype, but more, NBA veteran Al Horford said. When you have that type of, it's responsibility, but there's burden, there's pressure, there's a lot that comes with it. And for him to be able to navigate through all of that, it's pretty remarkable.
The way he did on that team is unbelievable. LeBron James with a reverse.
Fast forward to his 69th career NBA game. LeBron was just 19 years and 88 days old. The New Jersey Nets had already faced him twice that season, winning both games by a combined 35 points. By the third meeting, they thought they had him figured out. They were wrong. LeBron started slow, scoring just 2 points in the first quarter, but then he caught fire, dropping 11 in the second, 12 in the third, and 16 in the fourth. His final 2 points came on a breakaway dunk with 1.9 seconds left, making him the youngest player in NBA history to score 40 in a game. He is a force that moves in, around, and through with such lightning speed and physical dominance that there is little you can do to stop him. Net guard Kerry Tibbs. I remember a conversation with team president Rod Thorne about the final play. When asked if I could have fouled him to prevent the inevitable, I answered with full confidence, not a chance, not a chance. LeBron James celebrated his 40th birthday on December 30th and wasted no time making history yet again. When he suited up for the Lakers' next game against the Cavaliers, he became the first player in NBA history to play both as a teenager and in his 40s. James is now the only member of the 40 Club who also ranks among the 31 youngest players ever to play in the league. His journey began on October 29, 2003, when he made his debut for the Cleveland Cavaliers at just 18 years and 303 days old.
Souza for a dunk. Here he comes the other way. There's your first game jam.
For now, LeBron is the 32nd player to ever play in the NBA at 40. He became the league's oldest active player following the retirements of Udonis Haslem and Andre Iguodala after the 2022-23 season. And while those two left behind incredible legacies, neither came close to putting up the kind of numbers LeBron still is. 23.5 points, 9 assists, and 7.9 rebounds per game at an age when most players are long retired. Among the only other active players on the brink of 40, PJ Tucker, Chris Paul, and Taj Gibson, none are likely to come close to this level of production. Unless, of course, they've got some kind of black magic up their sleeve. LeBron will continue climbing the list of the oldest players in NBA history as he pushes through his 22nd season. The youngest player to ever join the 40-year-old club was Danny Chase, who played his final game just 3 days after turning 40. Meanwhile, the record for the oldest player in NBA history still belongs to Nat Hickey, who suited up at 45 years and 363 days old. It didn't take long for LeBron to hit another historic milestone. On February 6th, he dropped 42 points in a 120-112 win over the Golden State Warriors, making him the oldest player in NBA history to score 40 in a game, while also being the youngest to ever do it. Before LeBron, the only other player to score 40 at 40 was Michael Jordan, the man James is endlessly compared to. Jordan put up 43 points for the Washington Wizards in an 89-86 win over the then New Jersey Nets on February 21st, 2003.
Gained the lead by 1. They trailed by as many as 11 early. Here's Jordan again.
Just 4 days after turning 40. Throughout my journey, anytime I've been named or put in a category with the greats, it's always humbling, James said. Just to know where I come from, I love the game so much, so it's pretty cool. James also grabbed a season-high 17 rebounds and dished out 8 assists while carrying the Lakers down the stretch against the Warriors and Steph Curry, who at the age of 36 put up 37 points in the loss. We've run out of words and superlatives and descriptions to capture what he's doing at this stage of his career and at this age. Lakers coach J.J. Redick said, "It continues to be remarkable. It really does. And he really led us tonight. Austin Reeves had an off-shooting night, and we needed all of that offense from LeBron." LeBron James added yet another milestone to his legendary career just by stepping on the court for the Lakers' 110-102 win over the Portland Trail Blazers on February 20th. And by the time the game was over, he had carved out even more history. With his start in Portland, James passed Vince Carter for third place on the NBA's all-time games played list. He now sits at 1,542 and counting, just 18 games behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and 69 behind Robert Parrish. If he stays healthy, James could surpass Kareem later this season and eventually become the all-time leader in games played during the 2025-26 season, which would also make him the first player in NBA history to play 23 seasons.
Close. Lakers get it to LeBron. Corner. Got it!
And when it comes to playoff experience, LeBron already stands alone. His 287 career postseason games are the most in league history. As for the game itself, James took over when it mattered most. With the outcome still in question, he scored 8 straight points in the fourth quarter before icing the game at the free throw line with 5.2 seconds left, his 39th and 40th points of the night. By dropping 40 for the second time since turning 40, James became the only player in NBA history to score 40-plus multiple times at that age. He really just defies anything that's normal, J.J. Redick said, and not just the physical feats and the plays. It's the mentality. I believe I saw the other day, he's a billionaire, and he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 years old, after 22 seasons, with every freaking record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him, but he's one of the greatest competitors. He's amazing to coach. He brings it every single day. He sets the standard for how you're supposed to approach this craft. And that, to me, is the most incredible thing. It's just a mindset. Do it. Get up the next day, do it again. Get up the next day, do it again, over and over and over. For LeBron, it's simple. The love of the game. "I still got a lot to give," James said. "To the game, to my teammates, to this league for as long as I'm here. I don't have much time left. So while I'm here, I'm going to give everything I've got when I step on the floor. Why? Because I love this game. And now I have the opportunity to show my son what it takes to be a professional in this league, to be alongside him every single day. That's a treat." Ah, yes. We're only now mentioning a certain other Laker with a certain last name this late into the video. All caveats, asterisks, and jokes aside, playing any professional sport alongside your kid is, at the very least, very, very cool. How long before we see another player with the longevity, consistency, and influence over a club worth several $billion pull off something like this? Throughout his legendary career, LeBron James has shattered records and reached milestones that only a select few in NBA history can dream of. There's a reason he's constantly in the GOAT conversation.
Big wins on the trip, including a big road win in LeBron James.
At every stop in his NBA journey, James has played at an elite level, showing a level of performance that's almost unheard of. He's not just a franchise icon. He's a top 10 scorer in the history of 3 different teams: the Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat, and Los Angeles Lakers. Being in the top 10 for one franchise is impressive enough. Doing it for 3? That's unfathomable. Right now, the Lakers sit 5th in the Western Conference with a bit of breathing room ahead of the teams chasing them. As long as they make the playoffs, they can't be counted out because LeBron is always a threat to do something historic every time he steps on the floor. But the big question remains, how much longer can he keep this up? Will he still be playing at 40, 42? How long can he stay dominant? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth basketball stories and analysis.